Well, I'm starting a BookTube channel. What else can I say? I've been a fan of reading for a very long time now, more than half of my life. But it's been a on and off again relationship and a love-hate relationship. I have a few other hobbies like fitness and health and bodybuilding, weightlifting that preoccupy a lot of my time. And in the last few years, I've been consuming most of my time, and I haven't always had the ability to read as consistency as I used to. But I am coming back into it, and I'm coming back hard into it. You can just refer to me as the hard-headed reader, and this channel is going to be dedicated to book reviews and book hauls and maybe walk around at different bookstores. Uh, my favorite genres are horror, science fiction, superheroes, and nonfiction. I can devour nonfiction books. Uh, but I want to kind of focus more on fiction here. I've read a lot of nonfiction throughout my life, and I just kind of gravitating and swishing more towards nonfiction. Honestly, I have a lot more additional time on my hands, and I just want to preoccupy myself with a new hobby, some new entertainment. Uh, Something productive to amuse myself that isn't doom scrolling on YouTube or the internet. Uh, and I also want to get back into reading. Like I said, reading is nothing new to me. I have been a reader in the past. I have gone through phases in my life where I would read every day, but it's been a long time. It's been about a year since I read a book, and it's been about maybe 3 years, even pushing 5. I don't know. I know that's a big difference, but we'll say 4 years since I was reading daily, since I was, reading a book or two a week. Um, but yeah, I actually was a pretty slow reader growing up. I actually have a bit of a reading learning disability, and I struggled a little bit with reading as a child. As a teenager, I uh, got out of that. I was able to become a heavy reader. First book series, and I'm almost halfway ashamed to say so because I am not a fan of his, and I may discuss this in a future video. But it's a James Patterson book. Uh, like I said, not a big fan of his now, and even this series, I'm a little more critical of. I do think it's one of his better works, but the Maximum Ride series, when I was about 14, 15, I got into that, and I read that regularly. Um, After I think the first two books have came out, when I first read the first one, and I continued to buy all the ones after that, and I started reading regularly after reading that book. Um, and then it went into all other more complex intellectual books. Like I said, the nonfiction was always a thing. Um, I can physically read the words, but sometimes the comprehension of books sometimes gets a little confusing for me. Um, I started reading again yesterday, and I didn't notice too much of an issue with that, but it is something that if I read too much tends to happen. Um, and that's sometimes can create a conflict in why I get a little more annoyed with reading, or it can become a little bit more of a challenge. But and I do love reading. So let's take a look at what I bought from Amazon. These books came in yesterday. Um, Already finished one. I'm going to do a more proper review on this in my next video, but this is really just to introduce myself and talk about what my channel is about. And so, the first few books I read, but I will do a video where I do a in-depth dive into this one. This is this is called the Christmas Morning Massacre. I'm a big fan of horror books, horror comics, horror movies. I probably will read majority horror stories, but I'm also a fan of science fiction and superheroes. Um, this was a traditional slasher film where a crazed lunatic is targeting a group of college girls who are behaving badly at a snow resort. Typical slasher film, right? I did notice that reading a slasher book was more entertaining than watching a movie because it wasn't as quirky and cheesy. You didn't get that the poor acting part of it, which yes, we all love, but sometimes can be annoying. Um, but yeah, I really loved it. I said I'll go more deep into it. It's a very quick read. It's less than 100 pages, about 95 pages. It is gory. It is mysterious, suspenseful, and well written. Christmas Massacre, not to be confused with Silent Night, Deadly Night, Black Christmas, or any of the other numerous horror Christmas Santa Claus killer movies. Wasn't there one with Goldberg too? The Slayer or something like that? All right. Make sure I got mirror view on so you guys can see that cover and see the words. The Christmas Morning Massacre. And the author of the book. I absolutely love this cover. Makes me think of like an adult version of Goosebumps or something. So as you see, it's the Ravenhill Busher series. This is book one. There's actually, I believe, 10 books in this series, and this is book one. Uh, but really, there's only like four. I'll explain that in a minute. Book one, two, three, four, and five. Five books are uh, continuations, different stories this of the same series. But book six and book seven are reboots of book one, two, and three. And book eight, nine, and 10 seems like the new books. I haven't read all of them. This is the first one I read, but uh, from the names, they seem like they are different books. But yeah, book six, it specifies right here that is a reboot to book two, not even book one. And then book seven is a reboot of both book one and book two combined. So that would be a little interesting to read in the future. I also didn't know books do reboots. That's a new thing to me. And I certainly never heard of remaking book two before book one or combining two books into one reboot. Should be interesting. And also, book eight, nine, and uh, 8, 9, and 10 seems a little ridiculous. It's like one of those classic series gone on too long because it's Santa space, Santa goes to hell, and the Santaverse. So yeah, at that point, it seems like they could have stopped the series. But again, I haven't read any of them, so I don't really want to. Don't quote me on that. I don't really want to criticize it without knowing. Those might be incredible stories, for all I know. I did really enjoy this one, and I'll do a deeper dive into it in a future video. And then the next read, I'm going to jump into either today or tomorrow, is the Mary Shelley Club. That is Shelley Club. If you don't know, if you're not familiar, of course, that is the author and writer of the first Frankenstein book. So iconic, playing tribute to that. This looks really good. It's another horror story, uh, murder mystery slasher. Again, haven't read it, so could be wrong, but I'll correct myself in a future video. From what I have read about it, I try not to read I try not to read any reviews and just read the basic blurbs. It's about a girl who moves to a new town and joins uh, a preppy prep school club, and so she first, I guess, comes off as kind of like a weird loner girl, and then she plays this prank on somebody. It kind of goes wrong, but it ends up attracting the attention of this like secret society clan group of students who play elaborate horror theme pranks on others. And she's interested in it, and she embraces it. She joins it, but eventually the tables are turned, and the group begins getting targeted by a serial killer who begins stalking and murdering them one by one. So hopefully it's going to be good. This is a lengthy one. It's about 450 somewhat pages. I think like 43, 44 chapters. And then the next one I picked up is Renegades. This is a superhero book. So Renegade is a superhero-themed young adult novel set in the aftermath of a collapsed city society. The story explores a world where humans with extra abilities are divided into two main uh, stables: the renegades, who embrace peace and govern the city as champions of justice, and the anarchists. Basically, they are the villainous group. They want to overthrow the renegades. The plot and story follows, and the narration follows two main characters opposing uh, different goals and both having secret identities. Um, One is a Nightmare, uh, and they have a deep grudge against Renegade for failing to protect her family when she was a child. She goes undercover as a hero in training named Insomnia, um, and attempts to infiltrate the renegade headquarters and dismember them from the inside. Then we got gonna spell out the name, Adrian. They go by the superhero title Sentinel, to pursue justice in a government where the government won't allow. he believes in the system, but secretly oppresses operates as a vigilante. It's a dystopia world. It has a lot of political uh, agendas in it. There's a For the core conflict, there's a lot of high stake missions of vengeance versus a quest for justice. And the theme basically the nature of power and whether the ends justifies the means. So I will be reading that and be giving a better, more in-depth view. If anybody has any recommendations for books for me to read or video concepts or any question in general, drop them down below. Please like and subscribe to see future videos. Again, I'm the Hard-Headed Reader, and this is Life is Hardcover. Thank you. Books, bookity books, bookity books. Please subscribe. I like books. Please subscribe so I didn't waste my time. Books.